And welcome back. Well, bad guys are always coming up with new ways to do bad things. And while technology moves the world, it's also giving the criminals new tools to hurt you. So joining us now is Glen Hampton. He is the CEO of Equilibrium IT Solutions, and he is here to help you not take the bait on those phishing scams. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
I think this is scary. It's confusing. I worry about for myself. I worry about for my mom. You know, I think a lot of us are concerned. So let's first kind of define what phishing is. It's a PH. We've seen the word, but we're not really always sure what it means.
Yeah, computer phishing is basically, it's a type of fraud, and it's a criminal hacker is trying to trick you, typically by email, sending you a link to a malicious website, or maybe you're downloading a virus. And an example of that would be maybe like a bank phishing type of scam. So maybe you get an email in the header, it looks like, you know, your bank, maybe it's Bank of America or Wells Fargo or it's Chase, whichever it is. Maybe it says Bank of America customer service, but if you look carefully, it actually says jimbobjones99@gmail.com. That's not Bank of America.
Right.
It's definitely not. So
you can tell it's not an official email.
Correct. Yeah. Well, the whole idea is that they're trying to trick you, and they're trying to make that email look very, very much like a real email. They could even take another one and clone it and then edit it slightly, and the link's in there. So one of the ways you can help yourself is if you suspect it, you hover your mouse over the link, and that'll pop up. Don't want to click on it, but if you suspect it, you hover your mouse over the link, the URL full path will pop up, and if it says, you know, bankofamerica.com, okay, well then that's probably good, but if it's to some long line, probably don't click on that.
So they can't modify it, so when you hover your mouse over to say what they want it to say, that will actually say the real website.
That will say the real website, yeah.
Okay.
So it's all about knowing, you know, what not to click on, as opposed to, you know, just exploring and seeing if my virus protection works or not.
Right.
You don't want to be in the business of trying to test your virus protection. If you suspect something's phishing email, you don't want to click on it.
Well, and I feel like scams are savvy, you know, and oftentimes they feel a little more savvy than we are. We catch up after the fact. So who's usually at risk of getting lured in?
Well, anybody today that has a computer, that's Apple and PC and Linux, you know, or also a smartphone. So really, that's almost everybody, other than maybe little kids. But who's most at risk would probably be the elderly, and really, they're because of the technology gap, it's easy sometimes to trick them.
Well, let's talk about cell phones, because I feel like I see things once in a while pop up on my cell phone. You have 9 viruses from Google or whatever, and I just click out of them. They say if you don't click this in 10 seconds, you know, it'll all download on your phone, and then you worry, which one do I do? But I just get it off my phone. What is correct?
You're doing the right thing. You want to delete it, you don't want to open it, you don't want to click on it if you suspect that it is a phishing scam. And oftentimes there is, you know, it looks like a real email, but oftentimes the scam is there's some kind of sense of urgency.
Yes.
They want you, you know, it's a deadline. And it could be the IRS saying, you know, you're going to go to jail, or we're going to fine you a penalty, and you got to call us back at this number, or you got to click on this link, whatever it is. But oftentimes there's some kind of sense of urgency with it.
Who's orchestrating these scams? Is it like, I always think of, you know, like you always think of somebody sitting behind their computer, like a little hacker, like somebody who's really good at all that stuff. Who is it though?
Cyber hackers can be individuals, or it can be, you know, a group of people that are organized. Typically people that are have computer skills. They're leveraging their technical talents and their social engineering capabilities to trick you. And at the end of the day, you know, they're the people that make the computer underground, the dark web, and that's, you know, those people. Yeah.
So a lot of times people say, like Microsoft or something like that, they ask for your social security number as part of things. Do they really need your social security number for anything? No,
Microsoft will never ask you, or any organization, right? They're never going to call or email you or call you. Either way, they're not going to ask you for your full social security number. It might be that the bank, if you call your bank or a credit card company, they might ask you for the last 4 digits of your, you know, for verification. But if you get a call from somebody and they're asking you for your full social security, don't do it.
Don't give it.
Don't do it.
Okay. Also, security software, shouldn't that detect it, or does that not help us as much as we think?
no software, even the best security software, is not 100% capable of solving all issues. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't have, you definitely want to buy virus protection software, have firewalls, you want to have a layered approach for your security. But the weak link is actually the human factor. So it's because we get tricked into potentially clicking on these links. An example would be, an analogy would be, you have a house, you have an apartment building, an office, and they have strong doors and strong locks on it. That should keep them out, right?
Yeah.
But if you accidentally open the door and you let the bad guys in, you just kind of bypass that, those strong door locks and strong doors. So same thing, you click on a link, even though you got virus protection and you have firewalls, you click on that link, you just open the door to the bad guys.
People can contact you and your company as well. Here's some more on EQ Inc. It's IT Solutions at eqinc.com/phish to learn more about Glenn and his company as well. Thank you so much for educating us.
Thank you for having me.
We need that.